Oh, okay. I'm hoping that this works. I have no clue if this works. You should be hearing me now. Sorry, the VR is always a little complicated to set up. I don't really know why. I was supposed to. It was actually supposed to get easier, but the problem is that I forgot to set up one piece of hardware and multiple pieces of software. Because as soon as I went on today, I was like, oh, that's what I forgot to do last night. So, my bad. I actually have a whole different setup for VR that I was going to do, which was a mixture of sitting and standing in a much more constrained sort of space that was a lot easier for me to track and manage. But I forgot to set up the. I needed like a separate monitor to see the desktop there, or to switch everything to single monitor, but I wasn't really sure how, so I forgot. Sorry. On top of that, supposed to get some little cool bits of software that apparently runs alongside most VR games, like OVR and stuff. Forgot to get that, sorry. So, we're just doing the same mode as before that I quickly whipped up, and hopefully it's fine. But it's got some tracking issues here and there, and it's causing me to want to vomit. But that's okay, because vomiting is just a normal part of life. Did you know that babies vomit all the time? We're going to be playing some VR stuff today. I've got a lot of really cool VR games to check out. Mainly the same one that we always play, VR Chat. You are free to join. You're actually allowed to join as per usual. So you can join in if you want to. It's up to you. Just be nice. If you say anything bad, I will throw you out. Vomit. Wait, is that an emote? Wait, that should be an emote, right? Wait, sorry. Okay, now you okay, see, this is, again, remember when we were talking about this idea of like imagine streaming programming and the way that people do it is they don't even talk to the people, and I was like, that's insane, because I'm like, what's the point of streaming if you don't listen to people like say crazy things to you within chat? Because I'm like, I don't know how to say this. I really enjoy making fun of somebody and then saying mean things to them if they're being dumb. You know what I mean? Or like, I just really enjoy that aspect of like doing stuff. Also, I keep forgetting to do this as well. I need to float the chat to my hand. Sorry, just give me a second. I don't know how to do this. What have I done? Add view. Oh, here we go. Okay, wait. Sorry. Aha! There we go. Attach it to my. Yo! You're right-handing me now, chat. It's like you're giving me a hand job. It's great. In my mind, if you don't talk to people consistently, it's just not as fun, right? You have to be willing to be there and then have to like interface with people, because that's the fun part of streaming, is like really interfacing with the people and seeing the crazy things that they say, like vomit. Now, please type so I can see whether or not this works, whether or not it's a thing. How come there's no vomit? Oh my god. This is the worst thing that I've seen in my entire life, and I can't believe I'm going to add this. While I'm adding this, today we're going to be playing some VR stuff, okay? You want to join in on the Born to Shit, Forced to Wipe? Not that, sorry. Sorry, I'm just reading the things that I have. Widow Ass. Unlisted, it's been renamed. Okay, Hootao Ass. Fishnet. Thonk. I need to get rid of some of these emails. Ooh! Gluck Caught. I'm going to get rid of this. This one's okay, but I really want this one as vomited. Vomited. Perfect. We're gonna be doing some VR stuff today. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I have to keep this thing always visible for me to see the chat. That's a fascinating problem. You can join in if you want to play with me on VR Chat. VR Chat will be a later thing in the day, though, so just don't expect it to be an early thing, because we're doing some other VR stuff before then. And this is not the only VR day this week. It's multiple VR days. I actually posted like a full schedule, which I don't remember what the schedule is, so let me pull up the schedule. Sorry, it's just I don't remember listen, memory is hard, okay? Today, tomorrow, the day after, the day after that day, and then finally the day after that day, we're streaming. That's a lot of days. There's many things going on this entire week. I hope that you enjoy these segments, because I've been setting these up for a while. And the reason why I'm doing the slightly new setup on my end for the VR stuff is specifically for one of the segments this week, which is where you learn what grass looks like. That day, you please get your painting materials ready, get your drawing materials. I don't care if you draw with shit or with pencils or paint. You can do anything, okay? But it's going to be good. And hopefully you enjoy all of these shows. I've been looking forward to these segments, because these segments are pretty much things that I've been wanting to do since last year, but I didn't have time to set up fully. And then that whole New Year's break, plus like just having more time in general, because again, contracting life, Chat, I get my job applications and interviews done in like a 4 hour time span in the morning or after stream. It's so easy. Contracting, I might be sitting there for like 6 to 8 hours. I might get a call at like 2 a.m. because the client's in like the UK or something, and it's like I don't know what to do. And it's like how do you manage all of this at the same time with the streaming stuff? I have no clue. But I still do hold that if you don't work as you stream, you're less funny. So it is a thing that's important, but it is difficult. Whereas now, I have so much time. I'm like, I you know that, what's that one skit? It's a Mitchell and the Webb skit where they go, they're working from home, and the other guy gets introduced to the other guy by their wives, because for some reason, like, husbands always use a wife as the social link and forces the wife to be the social person. And she's like, okay, you two talk. I'm gonna go over there and then, you know, get some drinks, right? And one of the guys, he like leans in and he goes, he goes, so how do you deal with it? And then he's like, what? Well, you know, the wanking. And it's just like, it's a joke about how, like, if you work from home, you just wank all the time. And then that's basically me. Not that I'm wanking, but like I have that much time now that I'm no longer contracting, which is nice. And job interviews are not taking as long as I thought they would, because like I'm used to the, like, you know, 2 hour sessions, like the whole 2 hour, almost like they take you through multiple stages, but now everything's moving to multiple stages one after the other. So it's like, you know, most of my interviews are like, oh, hello chat, hello. Sorry, I just alt tab to the chat. Sorry. It's like a 15-minute, like, let's say the first touch is a 15 to 20-minute call, talk about your experience. Next touch is the coding interview, which is like an hour. And then you might get followed up for the behavior to meet the team and stuff like that. And then you might get like a fourth one to go through to be like, hey, so do you want to visit our offices to see how it's like or something? It's like, I mean, yeah, sure. Like if it's in like, if it's overseas, they'll be like, you want to fly out? It's like, not really, but sure. Okay. So it's like, until we get to that point, I think I'm going to have a lot of time. I'm hoping that I get to that point and it stops at point number 3 and not 4, because I don't want to go through that ever again. The idea of having to build a schedule around flying out somewhere to like meet the team, to choose a team to like be on. And I'd rather just be on like a single, I would rather they just send me the email and the contract and then say, boom, you're in, but that's usually only for referrals, and I don't trust my referrals at the moment. So yeah, job finding has been very interesting. Not very successful though. A lot of places that I talk to, they keep kind of pushing me into different roles that I didn't really apply for, or they have a misunderstanding of what I was of like my experience, and I have to explain it to them, and then they go like, "Oh, we're not looking for this." So most of it ends at stage 1. It's fascinating. Most of it ends at stage 1. Though I have gotten to stage 2, the actual like coding interview, the coding exam at certain points, so it's been nice. But yeah. That's why I have so much time. So all these things that we're doing for the entire week, hopefully you enjoy them. It's been things I've been wanting to do for a while, but I haven't had time to really sit down and like figure out how to get these things done. Because it's the one thing that I will say is hard about streaming. Because it's I mean, really, the whole thing is hard. This is the hardest job that you could ever work. This is the hardest job that anyone could ever work. It's so hard to sit here in the metaverse. And never, yes, never ever, never ever, never ever. The hardest thing about streaming that people just don't ever think about, even though the whole job is hard, is having to manage all the different stuff that you want to do. But you know what? That's easy when you have all the time in the world. So that's where we are at. Once I get a job, all of this will disappear. So enjoy it while you can, because I have no clue what's gonna happen once I get a job. Because I know that I want to be like, because I know that I need a full-time job to be funnier at streaming. But honestly, thinking about like how annoying the first couple months are, like I might have to disappear for 3 to 4 months once I get a job, and at least one of these roles is looking pretty promising, so hopefully they call me back and they're like, hey, you passed everything and you're a candidate. Because that's something that I've noticed, is that because right now the market for tech, at least where I'm from, it's very, and maybe everywhere, because I've heard this also with my friends from the States where they were like, they couldn't find a single job. Stream more to find that whale. we gotta stream more to find the whale. This is my Moby Dick. Wait, that could be a good bit. That could be a good bit. Wait, you're onto something. We could do like an entire Moby Dick segment in VR on stream one day. and then we could actually recreate the entire Lighthouse movie. I just need to find my what's that other guy's name? Edward Cullen? But like that's his vampire name. What's his real name? What's like the vampire's real name? That actor? I need to find the actor who plays that guy. I need to find that person to be my Willem Dafoe. Or maybe I'm the Edward Cullen and they're the Willem Dafoe. I've actually been meaning to, so because Willem Dafoe apparently does do random projects. I've been meaning to email him to be like, hey, do you wanna improv us being people on like a boat or something? Because now that I think about it, right, we could just email him, and if I sell it enough and he likes it enough, we could do an entire thing in VR chat and improv the entire thing for like 8 hours. We could actually do something like that. It might be awful, but it would be interesting. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So the one thing that I did notice about the job market now, at least where I am, there's a lot more candidates, like way more than even before. So it's like even more now. And so I don't know how this is elsewhere, but my friend in the States said it's very similar. But I'm noticing where it's like, you might go in to try to get some role and you're interviewing, but you don't hear back for months. Before, remember how I told you before I didn't hear back for months? Now, I feel like the estimates may be twice as long. Like, I might not even hear back about some of these roles after 8 months. Whereas before, I would get an email 3 months later saying, sorry, we didn't go with you. We hired someone else. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's great. But it's 3 months from now. I forgot that I even applied. Might be even longer now, so we'll see how it goes. This year may be the year of streaming in the general. Call me Sticky. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely. Did you mean Stinky? I like how you only show up to make fun of me. You only show up to make fun of me, and then you disappear into the ether. You know what? Sometimes, you know what? This isn't even like a Sims 4 day. This is just a normal day in a normal place. We're doing normal things today. Very normal things. And things that we're going to start right now, actually, because we're on a tight schedule. So, what are we doing today? We have a lot to do today. We're going to go kayaking, everyone. We're going to go kayaking. We're even going to, is it Yucatan? Sorry, I actually don't know what the DLC is called, but we're going to go kayaking. What's normal? That's a good question. That's a very good philosophical question. Yeah, because what is normal, really? If you think about it, nothing's normal. That's a very cute emote. What? LD... Gambema. LD Gambema? Sorry. Okay, maybe I don't know. I shouldn't read emote names. Me, you were totally normal. Yeah, huh? Put a smiley face right there so I know that you're joking. It's a joke, right? It's a joke, right? We're going to be doing some kayaking. Then we're going to move on to VR chat. And then we're going to do some climbing. Today is a physical activity day. And I thought it'd be fun for all of us to do physical, quote-unquote, activities in VR because of the juxtaposition of me not being real and us doing physical activities. Then we're going to be doing some programming. And we're actually going to do the bit that we talked about where we go on VR chat and I try to program and people just show up and they just try to keep on distracting me. The problem is that we had to program a thing to make that possible in the first place because by default, I don't think it's possible to program in VR. It doesn't really work. I'm a distraction. So we're going to see how this is going to go. It's going to be a very tough day for me because me doing this all in VR too and then being distracted might be very painful, but let's see how it feels like. But before that, I have a song for you all. Yes, more songs. Somehow I always have a song. And the reason why I always have a song is because I keep listening to songs. I actually love music. I've actually heard people talk about the fact that they don't listen to music, and it scares me. Because it's in my mind, not listening to music is the same as like not having emotions and feelings. And I sort of think to myself, like, maybe I don't want to see you in the woods at night. You know what I mean? Like maybe this is the type of person who I don't want to sort of have to like survive with. Sorry, I'm stalling because I don't know how to do this in VR. I probably should have practiced this more. But hopefully you enjoy this song. It's a very, very good song. It's by a little band that I played before that I think you might enjoy. If you hear it bleeding through the microphones because I'm trying to figure out the volume, I do this every single time. You just don't hear it. It's a really, really cool band that I really have been enjoying. You just noticed a yum. Yes! It's the hidden yum. Every day there's going to be a new hidden yum somewhere. I'm going to hide the yum somewhere new. You found a hidden yum. You don't get anything for it. You just get the satisfaction of having found it. But no, you get the satisfaction of having found something tasty, right? Because yum, the emotion that it gives you, it's the same feeling of. It's. I actually watched. I always think back to this documentary I watched called Jiro Dreams of Sushi, of this restaurant in Japan called Jiro. Not Dreams of Sushi, but just Jiro Sushi. Actually, it would be funny if his restaurant was called Jiro Dreams of Sushi, and then the documentary was called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Because then it's like you wouldn't really know which one's real and which one's fake. But I digress. It's called Jiro Sushi. And the best part about that documentary, or one of the best parts, is when they sort of explain taste. They explain taste and flavor the same way that like people explain it if they don't know the formal terms. But it's in a way that I think is so universally understandable that I think it works. It's when he goes, the flavor that you're looking for is like when you bite it and you go, ah. And you go, ah. And the way that he says it, I've been trying to emulate the way that he says it for 7 years. Maybe even longer. Because I watched the documentary back in high school, and I watch it once a year just because I don't know why. It's my comfort documentary. It's my comfort documentary. It's very embarrassing to say that. But ever since I was like, 14, I've been trying to replicate that. It's been 16 years, and I can't replicate the One day, I will. Please enjoy the music that I have prepared for you. And when the music's done, you'll see me on a kayak, hopefully, if this works. That song is really, really good. The whole album's really good. The whole album is an album called Jinx, and the artist is called Crumb, and I forgot to post a message, and I'm so sorry. I was supposed to post a message. In VR, I feel like there's a whole different, mode of thinking, so I didn't do the thing that I'm supposed to do, sorry. But I really like that whole album. What's funny is that I've never heard the album in its entirety, so I don't know actually what the song Jinx sounds like. The actual, I guess the title song of the album I've never heard, because the way that I really enjoy whenever automated systems feed me music to listen to, because it takes out the thinking portion and it just allows me to feel. And it's sort of sad to say that, because it's sort of like the way that TikTok is sort of designed, where it feeds you a bunch of videos, and instead of having to think about what you're watching, you simply feel. And because it's the only way that I feel alive in life. It's the only time I feel alive in life. Is when the machine gives me something to care about and listen to. You know how hard it is to stream? Anyways, I really enjoyed that whole album. I played songs from the artist before, called Ghost Rider as well. What's that feeling? What's the feeling that I'm demonstrating right now? I don't know, and it sucks. I don't know, and it makes me, I don't know, and it makes it, and it's yucky. I really enjoy something, it's, I don't really know what the genre is called, but I guess in my mind it's what I imagine psychedelic rock to be like, but I don't really know if that's an accurate label. But if you ignore genres, and you talk about it in the way that people talk about flavors, it feels like the feeling of being depressed, but not depressed. It's like the way that people would feel depressed had they been actually depressed, but for some reason that's just who they are. It's a bit like resting bitch face, or a bit like never smiling, or a bit like you have the crow marks on your eyes, or maybe the way that your eyebrows point in and you always look angry. It's just sort of like a natural state of feeling for some people, and I really enjoy that particular vibe, where it's just normal. For them, that's just how they are. And it should sound depressing, but they make it sound not depressing. And it's a lot of the songs from the album, of which I've heard about, let's say 80% of the entire album now, which means about 8 songs, because I think it's only 10 songs or something. They never veer too far into the depressing nature of the world. They actually stay within that interesting space where they use that almost monotone nature of themselves to speak about even very interesting topics. I mean, Ghost Ride was about that feeling of like never wanting that moment of spending time with somebody that you really enjoy spending time with to ever end. And this song is about, just the feeling. It's just the feeling. It's like it's fascinating. The songwriting is also interesting in that it's a bit like Men I Trust, where it can be very on the nose, but I think they've mastered the art of metaphor significantly more so. Crumb. I think Crumb does a great job of saying a lot of things without saying directly what the thing is. They're using a lot of metaphors and analogies and allegories, or maybe not allegories, but they're trying to explain the thing that you should be feeling in a way that doesn't use the word itself. It's a bit like a word game where it's like, okay, describe describe the thing without using the word and get people to guess what it is. It's like they've only been playing that their entire lives. And damn, is good. It's really good. There's other albums that I enjoy from them as well. At least bits and pieces that I've heard. Again, I let the AI algorithm decide where I go, and it lets me find some new stuff. And honestly, it's really helpful too, because I don't know about you, but the nearest music store in my city is 3 hours away. And I know it's crazy because it's like you're just going from Toronto to Toronto. But the joke is that when you want to travel from Toronto to Toronto, it's like 3 hours because the city moves so slowly at times. So it's not really feasible for me to go into music stores, and all of my music friends are like gone. They're not dead, but they're just gone. They're just busy. I mean, one of my music friends is a director, so he literally has no time. My other music friend moved to Quebec to be a civil engineer, so it's like he doesn't have time. You know what I mean? Like nobody has time anywhere. So I can't ask them. Sometimes we'll just throw each other a music suggestion, but no one has time. One dude's running like a restaurant. There's just no time anymore. So my only friend now is AI, and now I know why people have AI boyfriends. Because in life, at some point, everyone leaves you, and there's nothing left, and nobody's ever there for you anymore. And at some point, when you look behind you, you realize that there's an empty space that has to be filled, and all you can trust is the AI to hold you while you're crying, and there's nothing. We're gonna move on now. I need to go get some water. This game is really good. But holy moly, I need to go get some water, and we'll finish this next time because my arms are very tired. Fantastic game. I really enjoyed it. I have a song for you all. Not the song that's about to play, but I do need to play this song. I also need to use the washroom, so it's a good time. How do you quit the game? Sorry, I also can't see because I took the headset off for that bit, and now there's hair in my face. I usually tie my hair because my hair is long. I have very long hair. Uh-oh. How do you leave? That's a good VR game. Holy cow, was that game good. Holy shit. Now, behind that, play a song for you all as I BRB everyone. That was a solid VR experience. I need to fix my chair and stuff too. It's all over the place, so give me a moment as I set that up. Hopefully you enjoyed this song as well. I think it's a nice song for what we're doing next, which is VR chat. If you want to join me in VR chat, you can. Feel free to join me in VR chat. You will be allowed to. It's totally fine for you to join. But just know, we're going to work today, okay? Today is a physical activity day. Today is physicality day. Okay? Do you know why? Being healthy and being fit is good for your health. It's time for all of you to work out, and you're going to work out with me. I have to go use the washroom really badly, though. I have to pee. I was holding it back because you don't pee in a kayak. This song, I think, is a good fitting song for what we're going to be playing later, which is a VR chat climbing world that I found. Hopefully you enjoy it. And the reason why I think this song fits is because it's sort of a fascinating sound to it. Because especially once you see the world, then you sort of understand why I play this. It's got a weird vibe to how the song is. Like, the whole song is very strange. It's very similar to another song that I played before by Domi and JD Beck. Moon or something, To the Moon, I think was it called, with Herbie Hancock. But this one has its own vibe, and this one's actually by Men I Trust. It's very fascinating because usually they do lyrical songs, but this one is almost like an ambient song. It's I don't know how they did it, but they pulled off a sound that I rarely hear that very much feels just like the very idea of weird. So hopefully you like this. Sorry, I forgot how to start Spotify. Please get your waters. Sorry, I have to start Spotify and also make sure that it works. And make sure that you're ready for what's going to happen. Sorry, just give me a second. I also need to make sure that the volume's good. I'm stalling because I'm trying to make sure that the sounds are fine. You can't hear it yet. You maybe hear it through my microphone, but that shouldn't be the case. Okay, now it's good. Please enjoy Moon 2 by Men I Trust. Everyone get ready for the next segment. It's going to be yet another exercise segment. I'll be back in just a moment. Sorry. That took longer than I expected. Sorry. I had to go. I was like, okay, I'll go to the washroom. And then I came back from the washroom and I was like, hey, the music's still playing. Maybe I should get some water too. So I got some water, and then I was like, oh, the ice machine's it's not making ice because it's empty. So I was like, okay, I'll just fill it up. So I went to fill that up. Then I was like, oh, wait, I have some coffee. I have some leftover coffee. I should add some flavor to it. So I made like a syrup to go into into the coffee to make a French vanilla. Delicious French vanilla. And then I was like, okay, well, that should be enough time, right? And I was like, oh, wait, the song stopped playing like 3 minutes ago. And I was like, oh, it's been, I have like a timer going on my phone. That was like, and it said 11 minutes. I was like, oh, sorry, I got distracted. But hopefully you like that song. I really enjoy the sound of that song. It's a very strange sounding song. It's almost, I never hear that effect, really. It's sort of odd that I never really hear that effect. Sorry, I have to wipe the headset. You may hear some scratching noises. But I feel like you never really hear that effect. The effect of almost like the strings going out of order. The last album I can remember hearing it on was a Moon-Shaped Pool by Radiohead. And so it's like if Radiohead and them can come into the same conclusion in terms of what a sound can sound like and the way that it can make you feel, I think that they're on to something. And again, it's from that same album that I really enjoy. Sorry, you may hear me fixing my chair too, called Ecus Animus or something. Ecus Anis. Ecus. Ecus. Anus. Ecus. Anus. I don't know what it's called. Sorry. Ecus something. Ecus Anus. It's a great album. And the whole album feels like, and it's funny because I've heard a lot of their stuff, Men I Trust. But over time, you know, the evolution of their sound has gotten much more complex. And I think Ecus Anus. I need to stop saying that. Why do I say it like that? Ecus Anus. Ecus Anus. Ecus Asinus. It's called Ecus Asinus. Is the evolution of their sound has gotten so much better. Like it's gone away from like the sort of classic Canadian rock style, that sort of like sad rock that like say Peach Pit does. Not to say that, and you see the evolution of this style into its own thing almost with this album too. Sounds like I speak Latin because it is Latin. Ecus Nanimus. Ecus Nanimus. Me when I become the Pope. Ecus Animus. Ecus Anissacinus. We're gonna move on now. Sorry. Ecus Asinus. We're gonna move on now to VR chat. So if you want to join, please do join. But please note that today's a working day. Okay, we're gonna be busy climbing, and also I had to re-sign into the game and set some things back up because I reinstalled it because I reinstalled my entire operating system. So give me a second to set up. But anybody can join. Do you know why? Because this is a race between me and anybody else who joins, and if you can keep up, then basically it's conversation of the highest order. I will back tomorrow. I guess we'll just program tomorrow. Yes, like how you now exactly it's like how you see them on the ball. Yeah, I really did. Like I enjoyed seeing that, and I got to pitch to them my Heaven or Hell Let's Talk thing. Okay, if I can get the Guilty Gear community on it, maybe I can make a pivot. We'll do the programming in VR spaces next time thing. At least for me, this is not because of other people. I'm just a very socially like a recluse person. So I think now I know how to handle my level of sociality. I think I'm gonna do the programming thing like its own thing on its own separate day on its own type of deal, because combined with the kayaking, I feel drained, right? But I enjoyed all the moments, but I feel a little drained. So that's it for today. Sorry. But I still want to at least play you the one song that I had planned, okay? Because again, I had a whole playlist of songs planned for the entire day, and I really enjoyed this song. Very, very much so. It's a beautiful jazz album by an artist named Charles Lloyd. He's very well known for his own stuff. He's a very well known sort of jazz artist, at least as far as I could read and tell. But especially because he had played with other major jazz names like I think Miles Davis and stuff like that. I can tell I'm saying stuff like that because I don't remember all of them. And I thought, and when I heard this song, I thought it was a very beautiful song. There's a lot of I like the interesting thing about music, and the thing that I find the most about jazz that's sort of interesting, is that you get a lot of feeling from certain songs, and it's this feeling that comes through in various ways. A lot of songs can make you feel sort of happy or sad, or like maybe even like weirded out, sort of like afraid. But this song was interesting, where it was like it made you feel almost like there was hope. It was a very interesting song. Good night, and as always, thank you for having me. Oh, thank you, all of you, for joining me. I should have said that before as well. I really do appreciate everyone showing up, and I do appreciate everyone for being okay with me streaming, because again, it's fun to hang out with people, and it's always nice to like meet people. So I always think, and I always appreciate whenever people swing by. So like, when Slinker says he has to go to sleep, it's like, please go to sleep. It's like I feel bad for like even like keeping them up for so long, because it's like, I would rather you all spend the time that doing things that you want to do, right? So, but I appreciate it more than you could know, having everybody show up and like just hang out. So, but that's why I think this song fits. At least that's the feeling that I wanted to capture with this song, was exactly this moment of like, this would fit. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. I'll have some more thoughts on the song after you hear it, but sort of just like listen to it for a bit, because I need to drink some water. I feel my body, I feel my soul leaving my body. Sorry, you can't hear it yet, because I need to make sure that the volume sounds good. Ow. That hurt my ears. You can't hear it because I'm trying to make the volume sound good. Please enjoy. What's the song? Defiant. Sorry, I always get the order mixed up. It's Defiant Tender Warrior by Charles Lloyd. Fantastic song. I have no clue if you hear me, and I have no clue if you hear me well. I switched over to the normal microphone because I get to hold it. I get to freehand it. I'm also freehanding it. It's currently not behind any filter, so if you hear me pop, like, then that's just the way it sounds like. Sorry. I love that song. You probably hated what you heard because of me. You probably you hated the noise that I just made, but that's sort of the whole point. I love that song because of that phrase. There's a consistent phrase that you hear all throughout. And it's that sax made you come. Yeah, it's really good. He's an amazing player. The album is called "The Sky Will Still Be There Tomorrow." I forgot to pin the goddamn album name. Sorry, just give me a second. Where's my new Vim? I shouldn't have free-handed the microphone. The album is called "The Sky Will Still Be There Tomorrow," and that saxophone is amazing. But it's also just the composition of the song. Something about the way that it sounds. It's the same phrase over and over and over, and it's this progression that it has. This progression of like strength, and again, it's so fitting, the name Defiant Tender Warrior. That strength that you have to stand in the face of adversity, to then go into sort of that like calm, that like peace, and that again, the tenderness that you need to have to be able to carry on after the fighting is over. It was a very beautiful song when I heard it, because of that feeling, And it's an interesting song, because I think for a lot of people in the world, we're sort of going through that now, obvious reasons, as you heard during the VR chat segments. I'm very close to danger. I'm very close to danger, but yeah, it's sort of fascinating to sort of hear all these different deals. These like different feelings come through with the same song and the same phrase being played over and over and over. And it's such a fascinating musical device that you rarely ever see, and it's one of the few songs out there that tells a story not with the words, but with the essence of what music is, with like the sound of music. It's very rare to find a song like this. It's why I still listen to jazz so often, is because very often you get that feeling of a story being told, of the emotions of somebody rising and falling, of just the emotions that like people go through as normal human beings. You know what I mean? As like people who just like feel. We all feel. So, but yeah. Keep that feeling deep inside you, and I hope that leaves you on a tender note. Probably was ruined because I started talking. Next time I'll talk before I play the songs. I was going to play a song before the programming to wind this down, but it's been 6 hours, and I have to go to the washroom. If I hold the mic upside down, does it sound better? Probably. See you all tomorrow. I think. What am I doing tomorrow? Sorry, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh yeah, tomorrow was going to be like a very programmer-centric day, because there's a couple of things that I found that I want to try out, because I've never actually seen what this stuff is, and I figured, you know what, let's just try it out. And there's a lot of like weird small things too that are like major projects made by a collective of people that I found interesting as well, and we'll see if we can make our own thing too to go along with it. I always like doing those segments because it's sort of like the idea of, oh, I could do that, it's easy, right? Again,
I always like to temper my expectations with reality, and I always like to try to at least attempt it once before I can build like a full opinion on something. So, but yeah, have a great day. Thank you all for joining me today on the VR chat. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna pass out. I'm actually still really sick. It was like I felt it when I put my head down every now and then in the VR chat. It's why I was sitting very still. I tried not to move my head very much because I could feel every now and then my body was trying to tell me, "Hey, remember when you kayaked in like remember when you kayaked in Yucatan and you went down the like flooding river and you ended up inside of a cave?" Yeah, I do. So, bye everyone. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully you enjoyed that segment, and good night and have a great night. I'm gonna see if I can raid someone. If not, I'll just click the end button. Okay, well, I guess you have your answer. Bye.